Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another pivot point. Doc just got on the bed. It is 5:15 on Wednesday and I completely forgot to do a pivot point today. I didn't remember that it was like Wednesday, pivot point day until like 2 o'clock. And then I was like, oh gosh, I need to do that. And then work. So here I am, I'm off work. This is going to be a fast pivot point because I need to go make protein donuts. I need to make dinner. I'm doing Bible study with Gwen. I'm doing reading sprints with Gwen. So here's a quick recap of what has been going on with me. So I've been working on a little project for the girls that are going on Gwen's Patreon book club retreat. We are doing that in September. So I've been making stuff for them. So I can't say what it is because I don't want to spoil anything. So I've been working on that. I've also been scrapbooking. So pretty much that's what I did. Thursday night, Friday, worked, watched a movie with my husband. We watched the new Jurassic Park movie. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I did enjoy it. I obviously like the Jurassic World's better, but it was still pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then Saturday, so my husband has been looking at buying a trailer, an enclosed trailer for his motorcycle so that him and his friends can travel with their bikes. Like if they want to drive down to the Ozarks so that they can ride the hills and everything, they can like trailer their bikes down for the day and then come back. So he decided he was going to go buy one. So he asked if I wanted to go with him on Saturday morning. I was like, yeah, sure. So we got iced coffees. We drove an hour away to get this trailer, and it was just a long process. Okay. It was supposed to be faster than that, but his paperwork was ready. But the person that came in like right before him that wasn't expected to be there, apparently he was a pain. And so he was taking longer than he needed. So all in all, I think we were there for 3 hours. We got there at 9 and left at noon. I think, yeah. Got there at 9, left at noon, an hour back home. It was 1 o'clock before we got home. So almost my whole day was shot on Saturday. So then the rest of the day I got caught up on some reading, editing, things like that. Our daughter Haley started having really bad back pain. She had been having back pain, like low back pain and pelvis pain for pretty much the whole week. And so she was thinking about going to the hospital. She went to urgent care, but she had some other things going on as well. Anyway, they chalked it up to something else, and it wasn't that. So she was kind of frustrated with that. And then Sunday, I was pretty lazy. Y'all, just lazy. We watched some movies. I read. I did a little bit of cleaning. My husband had a heart episode. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my husband was diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat. So this started a couple years ago, and when we were he noticed it like one time when we were at the gym. We were like working out, and then all of a sudden he would get he'd get short of breath, or he'd get a headache, or he'd get dizzy, and like his heart would literally like feel like it was beating out of his chest so fast. So he ended up going to the doctor, and he had a bunch of tests done, and so he has an irregular heartbeat. So his heartbeat will literally just skyrocket for no reason, and it could last 5 minutes, it could last 20 minutes. It varies, and it's random when it happens. So it's not like he's like overexerting himself and then all of a sudden his heart rate is high and then it just stays up there. He literally can just be sitting in a chair, chilling, doing nothing, and then his heart gets off beat and then it just starts beating. It'll get to like I think the highest it ever went was like 189. And so then after he has those episodes, he feels exhausted, like he's ran a marathon, basically. So he had his worst episode on Sunday, and he was contemplating going to the hospital. So he has been to the ER on this before because his work made him go, because he had an episode when he was at work, and they have, safety people there that had taken his, heart rate and everything. They're like, you need to go to the hospital. So he's been in the hospital a couple times for it. And basically they just, get his heart rate back down and to normal, and then, release him. So he just kind of lets it go on his own, but he was a little scared. And he kind of scared me because like, he doesn't usually, when he has one, he'll just be like, my heart's doing that thing. And then, he just deals with it. But he basically like got down on the floor and laid down, and he's like, babe, it's a bad one. And I was like, what is happening? Do we need to go to the hospital? So he did a lot of just resting in his chair on Sunday. And then Haley tried to go to the ER, but she was there like an hour and they had not taken anybody back. She was like, forget it. So I am happy to report that her back pain and pelvic pain is better. So we don't know what was going on with that, but she has basically just taking it easy and not, doing anything. And it is slowly getting better. And then Monday night, in the middle of the night, my dog, it started storming Sunday night. And the dogs didn't want to go out. So I knew, I was like, oh, the dog's going to wake me up in the middle of the night. It was like 3:45 in the morning. Harper had to go out. So I took him down. As soon as I opened the door, I could smell poop. And I was like, no. And so I looked in the laundry room. Luckily, our floor down in the basement is just like that faux wood stuff or whatever. I looked in the laundry room and there was diarrhea. So I had to clean that up before I could let the other dog out. So I let him out, went back to bed. Of course, it's storming. It's like thundering and I could not go back to sleep. I've been awake now for a while cleaning this up. And so I did not sleep well. And then when I woke up in the morning, he had another accident downstairs. Haley had already cleaned up one accident before the one I did. Like she had gone to bed and then she heard it. So she had to go clean it up, and he had actually done it on a blanket that was in the laundry room. So she cleaned it up, did the laundry. So she had already dealt with it, and then I had to clean it up. And then I'm like, oh, Lord. And luckily we had no more accidents. We've had no more accidents. He still has the poops, but he hasn't had any accidents. He's just had to go out a lot. So luckily, last night, Haley said overnight, he actually whined and scratched at the door. So she was able to get up and let him out a couple times throughout the night. And I was like, why didn't he do that the first night? I don't know why. But anyway, so we're on his third day of him having the poops. I did call the vet because he needs a vet appointment anyway, because he has a tooth that the gums is all swollen around. It's right there in the front. His little teeth are like this. Anyway, he's part bulldog. So he has a little underbite. And so his little teeth are in front. They're so tiny, but his one in the corner, the gum is so swollen around it. So I'm sure they're probably gonna have to pull it. But so he's due for his shots, blood work, check his teeth, all the things. So I'm gonna take a stool sample and make him check that too. But I couldn't get him in until next week. So he can't go until Tuesday. So hopefully it's just something he ate and it's nothing more serious. And then I also had to make an appointment for our bearded dragon. I think we are gonna have to put him down, which seems crazy to me. I never thought, I just assumed that when I had a reptile, it would just die when it's ready, like other animals, other small animals. We had a guinea pig and a hamster, and those things, they live their life and they die, and then you bury them or do whatever. Yeah, he is 12 years old. He has pretty much stopped eating. He doesn't eat very much. He can't get around anymore. He doesn't get up and walk. It's he just kind of shuffles around on his belly. And I noticed he's starting to do this head trimmer thing where his head just shakes really fast. And he's can't when I do put the lettuce in there, when he goes to bite it, it's he's missing it. So something neurological maybe is going on, but I don't want him to suffer because he's just looking he's not doing anything. He just lays around literally all the time, and he's lost a lot of weight. So I thought, and we thought he was dead Saturday. I was like, he's gone. And we went upstairs because his back leg was at this weird angle, and he was his eyes were shut and everything. He looked dead, y'all. He looked dead. Now, I will tell you, when Gwen was here, Gwen thought he was dead a couple times. Because I told her, I was like, he's old. I was like, he's probably going to pass soon. So there were a couple times she's like, girl, I think he's dead. And I was like, yeah. I was like, he be playing possum a lot. So, but this time, I was like, I think he's gone. And so I opened his cage. And usually when you open the front, sometimes he'll open his eye or whatever. But I started rubbing his, and he felt kind of cold, which is another thing. He's not climbing really good to get up to the top. He has a big house inside there that we built that he can lay on top of to get warm, and he doesn't really go up there much anymore, so he's not getting as much warmth as he needs, so he's colder. But so I reached in and I like was petting him, and he didn't move at all, and he was kind of cold, and I was like, oh man, I was like, babe, I think he's gone. I was like, come up. I was like, let's, tell him bye and whatever. And my husband comes up and he's like, I just saw his leg move. Now, if any of y'all know my husband, which you don't, if let me just tell you, my husband likes to joke all the time. So I was like, shut up. I was like, it's not funny. He's like, no, I literally saw his leg move. I thought he was joking because that's something he would say and then be like, I'm just kidding. But he's like, oh, and his eye. And so sure enough, I reached in there and get him out, and he's awake. He's awake. I was like, are you kidding me right now? So I took him out and I held him for a while, and like he still was looking, because I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna hold him for a while in case he's dying or whatever. So I held him for a while and he opened his eyes and looks around. I took him outside. He's still hanging on, but it's just not a quality of life, y'all, and so he has an appointment next Thursday, if he's still here by then. And then last night I did reading sprints with Wendy. It was a lot of fun. We haven't done sprints together for a while. She's been busy this summer with her kids, and her kids are going back to school next week. So hopefully maybe you'll see some more sprinting from us. But I did want to show you guys my pages I did. I did 2, and these are very more on the junky side than I usually do. So I did a Chipotle page with all my, my receipts, and this was from my bowl, and then the packaging and everything. And then I printed this out on sticker paper. I printed this out on sticker paper and that out on sticker paper to make my own little stickers. Those were cute. And then I also did a Chick-fil-A page with my bag and the wrappers from our food. And then I printed that POW sticker on sticker paper. And then this, is that not the cutest? Feed me Chick-fil-A and tell me I'm beautiful. And then I did these stickers too. The rest was everything from the packaging. So I love it. I showed Gwen and she's like, those are the most junkiest pages you've done. She was proud of me because she is trying to get my inner junk journal girl out. And it was fun. So hopefully I'll be doing some more. It's so funny because like I just throw stuff away without thinking about it. And then I'm like, oh, I should have kept that for junk journaling. So I just need to be more mindful of what I'm keeping for junk journaling. But anyway, that is my updates, you guys. Between my daughter's back, my husband's heart, the dog pooping, and the bearded dragon on his way out, it's been a hot mess express over here, you guys. But anyway, that is it for now. You guys are all caught up. As always, in the comments below, let me know how you're doing, what you've been up to, what you're reading. Do you need me to pray over anything for you? Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you are not already. I appreciate every single one of you being here. And until my next video, friends, be yourself, be awesome, be kind. Bye.